Good afternoon, Dongjun.
Good afternoon, Professor.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, everyone. Jay reminds me of the song by Sunny Lee to Jay. You guys know about the song Jay again? Korean song, pretty old one.
No.
Oh, you don't know?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Do you know the singer Lee Sun-hee? No?
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So Sunny Lee, Isani has made her debut with that song called Jay, which is which was pretty popular. Yeah. There was a song contest long time ago. I don't know. The song contest still exists, but the song contest is called 강변가요제. And the 강변가요제, Sunny Lee won the Grand Prix with the song Jay. Anyway, the song is pretty goes well with this season 4. Okay, if you have a chance, find out the song and listen to it. Okay. Yeah, today we are to do some exercise, solving some questions. Wow, look at you. Who is this guy? He looks very smart. Shakos, Becky. I can't read her last name. Shakos. My pronunciation is pretty bad. Hello. So how are you? How are you guys? Good. You guys had lunch? Nice lunch. Good lunch. So after this lane, so I understand the rain was also a lot of stop in Daejeon, right? So we are definitely entering the autumn season, right? So then leaves is gonna change colors and falling down. Okay, time really fast. So you guys, most of you guys, must be early 20s, but the 20s really go fast. So it just goes fast. But you guys have a lot of ambitions, right? You guys have a lot of dreams to achieve. So one time value of money for you guys. So 1 minute of the 1 minute of time, the value of 1 minute for me is different from your 1 minute of yours, right? Definitely. So it sounds a little philosophical, but your time, what I'm saying is your time is really precious. Okay, whatever you do, make your work precious. Okay, today exercise. Before we are going to solve some questions about midterm. The midterm is going to cover up to the topics of the topic of evaluation of star. Okay, and then 27th October, probably Wednesday. Wednesday is the day you want to take exam. Then how you will take the exam? Where I'm gonna send exam file, and then you're gonna receive the file and take the exam on wherever wherever you feel comfortable, and then you should return the exam with the answers probably 1.5 hours later. So the exam will take place the same time as the class, right? The 2:30, from 2:30 to 4. Okay. So I like you guys to keep the time. Okay. So should not return the answers after 4. Okay. So you should return the exam before 4 o'clock. Any questions regarding midterm?
Do we have to join Zoom lecture during exam time?
Electric calculator? You mean financial calculator? Yana?
Professor, do we need to join Zoom for midterm, or we can do it individually without cameras?
Well, in the last semester, I didn't supervise your examination, your taking examination. I believed in you, but actually I found some pattern which make me feel a little bit suspicious of cheating. But well, at the end of the day, this is not my exam, but your exam, okay? But even though I supervise you guys taking the exam, you can do whatever you want to cheat, right, during the exam. So I didn't supervise in the last semester because I believe in you guys. Even though I do believe in you guys, at the end of the day, it's not on me, but on you, right? In the end, it's not good for you guys to cheat on the exam. So I'm not gonna, right now, I'm thinking not supervision. I'm not going to supervise your exam. So you are going to take the exam on your desk without any supervision. Okay.
Yes, thank you, Professor.
Yeah. So yeah, so your question was the electric, so the financial calculator?
No.
No? Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. Yeah, so one problem is that, do you guys have a financial calculator? And you guys know how to operate a financial calculator? For example, to get the present value, future value, or yield of the bond. Where yeah, I think in the beginning of this semester, I recommend you guys to buy one financial calculator. Mine is TI, but there are many types of financial calculator. But I'm not focusing on I'm not making a lot of calculation problems in the midterm exam. And I don't expect you guys to be very comfortable with using operating financial calculator in terms of calculating present value or something like that, as far as you guys are new to this corporate finance, because this is the name of this class is Introduction to Corporate Finance. So I assume that most of you guys don't know how to operate a financial calculator. So I think it is not very appropriate to give you guys so many calculation problems. So I'm gonna focus on concept. So concept-based, you wanna see many questions around the concept, focusing on concept rather than consider numbers. Okay, so that your understanding on concept is gonna last longer than the skills of calculating mechanically the present value numbers and the future value numbers, something like that. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on concept. You understand you on concept. Any other question related to midterm?
Professor, we will have a class to revise all the lessons we have learned.
So yeah, so your question is you guys need to review all the topics. That's right.
Yeah, yes. Like for some courses related to finance, it's quite tough for us. So I think a revise class gonna be good for us to prepare.
Review class.
Yeah.
Review class. (27th). Okay, so we're gonna have a review. 20th. 20th and the 20th, 25th. Okay, 20th and 25th. So we're gonna recap the previous topics, maybe one or two class, taking one or two class, review the previous topics. Okay, so then you guys make many questions, ask many questions, and I tried to explain you guys. Yeah, answer you.
Professor?
Yeah.
Sorry, I may be repeating the question, but are there going to be multiple choice questions?
Mostly, yeah, some multiple questions. Some questions require you guys to write down some, write down some terminology. Or I just sometimes I just want to know, make sure that you guys understand the process of calculation. Even though you do not actually calculate the numbers, I like to check out whether you guys know the process of the calculation. So there may be some kind of not actual. You may not need to have a calculation in your head, but you need to have your understanding of the calculation process in your brain, in your mind. So such kind of question may appear. Yeah, as well as multiple questions. I would not give you many questions, maybe 10 or 15. Yeah, that's all. Since we have only two exams, midterm and the final, so I'm gonna give some maybe 40% of weight to midterm and 60% to, except for the attendance. The attendance takes 20%, right? So 80% takes the rest of your credit, right? So I'm gonna give the weight. I'm gonna give a weight about 40% to midterm and 6% to final. Okay. Maybe half and half. I don't know. This semester a little bit weird. So half and up is it? It sounds more fair, or you want to give more weight to midterm? Sorry, final. Let me decide later. Then I will let you know, guys. Okay. Any other questions? No. So you guys find that this introduction to corporate finance a little bit challenging? Oh, okay. Clara, okay. You strongly agree. Okay. Especially which topic? Especially which part? Which part is the most challenging for you guys? Please let me know. Then I will. It may be helpful for me to balance the. Helping me to focus on which part should I have a more weight, or should I which part? If you feel challenged, then I may focus on this topic and give you guys more questions. Okay. No. Bonds and stock, probably. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Today we are gonna take some questions, mainly related to fixed income, bonds, and stock. As you guys may understand, this introduction to corporate finance actually started with the concept of time value of money, right? So time value of money basically discounting future cash flows back to the present, right? Then, and we also learned about the future value, right? Then this the calculation for the present value and future value by discounting the cash flows generated in the future is pretty related to in all sorts of financial activities, including investment. The corporate finance basically the financial activities, how the company is gonna have, how the company is gonna carry out their financial activities to maximize their value. Yeah, maximize their value and return the maximum benefits to their investors. Investors means creditors, bondholders, especially, and the shareholders. Okay, so corporate, especially when the company is listed in the stock market, all the financial information are publicized, right? So, and the size of the company is pretty much bigger than the company which is not listed. But it is not always true, but in general, that is the case, right? So the large companies takes a lot of loans from the banks, as well as issuing huge amount of bonds to the investors, and they also issue huge amount of shares to the in the stock market. So so we basically talking about capital market, right? So in the capital market, the king is in the capital market, as Warren Buffett said in the video, the investors have keen interest in the actual value of the company. So based on that value, they determine whether they're going to invest in the company or not. whether they wanna lend money to the company or not. Okay. So then the most popular way of valuing the company is to discount cash flows at your required rate of return to the present, right? We have the financial statements that the companies release to the public is based on the accounting principles, right? International financial standard, international financial reporting standards, or generally accepted principle, generally accepted accounting principles, something like that. So, but in the end, from a investment perspective, a finance perspective, from an investor's perspective, what they really want to have is cash from the companies. The creditors want cash from the company. Investors want cash from the company. But for creditors, the cash is called interest. For bondholder, it's called coupon, right? And stockholders, the cash is called dividends or capital gains, right? So that's why in the beginning of this course, we started with the calculation of a present value or a future value, which means discounting cash flows, future cash flows to the future, to the present, or in reversal, we understood how to calculate future value based on the required return. Okay. So this concept, the time value of money, or the general financial activities around the company to raise money, and investors' requirements, investors' judgment, investors need to value the company to come together into valuation. For example, stock and bond into valuation of the company based on some formulas. For bonds, they discount to coupon, which is coupon at required rate of return, and for stocks they discount dividends at required return. So the stockholders and the bondholders, they have their own required return. Okay. But there's some difference between and the bond valuation and stock valuation, because bond has a specific maturity, right? But stock does not. And especially bond pays coupon payment, and this coupon rate has some relationship with market interest rate, right? Required rate of return. So this market interest, especially for bond, because the market interest rate change every time, the value of a bond also changes. The same, and for stock, because the performance of the company changes every time. So the valuation of the expectation of a future cash flows from the company also changes every time. So the value of the stock also changes every time. Sure, the required rate of return also has impact on the valuation of the stock as well. So, but this is kind of a general kind of general explanation about why we should learn time value money and why time value money related to the valuation of bonds and stock. Okay. There are more factors to consider, so that's why it is a little bit challenging for you guys at first to understand the different types of concepts from in this corporate finance. But once you have have interest in why and how this capital market works, then you guys have more interest and may try to dig into deeper in this period. Okay, let's tackle on some questions that I will. Some questions are from textbook, some are from other resources. So this is from textbook. So how does a bond issuer decide on the appropriate coupon rate to settle its bond? Okay, so coupon rate is decided by who? Who's gonna decide the coupon rate of the bond? Yeah.
Financial department of the company?
Yeah, issuer. Yeah, the company. Correct. The bond issuer company, right? Bond issuer decide the coupon rate. But here the question is appropriate coupon rate. Appropriate coupon rate. How does the bond issuer appropriate coupon rate? So you guys know that, first of all, the bond issuer must know that the relationship between coupon rate versus market required rate of return, right? So market coupon rate versus market rate. So if the coupon rate is higher than market interest rate, then let's say par value is 100, right? So then this bond is going to be issued at a premium, right? But if coupon rate is lower than market rate, the bond is going to be issued at a discount, right? If the coupon rate is market rate is same, then the bond is going to be issued at par, right? So first of all, to set the appropriate coupon rate, the bond issuer should understand the relation between coupon rate and the market rate, right? That's the first thing. The second thing is that when the company issue bonds, they actually present why they issue bonds. They explain why they issue bonds to the potential investors. So they should explain all the businesses they want to launch using the fund from the issuance of the bond, right? So they want to raise capital as much as possible. They want to attract the investors, right? But no company is safer than the U.S. government, right? Not just U.S. government. No company has more credibility than the government. So, which means that every company has a higher credit risk or other risks than the government, than the government itself in terms of credit rating or, yeah, right? Sometimes in some specific cases, the government may have, the company may have a better credit rating than the government's, but in most cases, right? So the second thing is that risk. Second thing the company need to consider is risk. So no company wants to pay more coupon, no company wants to pay higher interest, higher coupon payment than necessary, right? So they want to minimize the risk, so that they want to reduce the coupon, the interest payment, coupon payment. So they need to consider risk. So the lower the risk, the lower the coupon rate, right? So then the investors may feel safe with the investment in the company. So then this coupon rate, market rate, I don't think the market rate and coupon rate is going to be much, shows much discrepancy between the two, as far as the company also assess their own risks and future expected return. Okay, so they should understand the future expected cash flow, right? So then if the bond issuer considers risks, market rate, and future cash flows, then based on this relationship, they're gonna decide the coupon rate in terms of issuance of issuance at premium, at a discount, or at par. Okay. So this is more complex. If the things could be more complicated when it comes to deciding the coupon rate, because depending on the market situation, the coupon rate could be a important factor to attract the potential investors, and you also need to consider the future, the yield, the term structure of yield. But that's going to be too complicated. But the first thing, as I said, is that they should understand the relationship between coupon rate and the market rate. So that's the first thing, and then the issuers should consider their risk of their businesses and future cash flows from the businesses. Okay, so then they're going to find out the appropriate coupon rate. So explain the difference between the coupon rate and the required rate of return on a bond. Okay, so what is the difference between the coupon rate and required rate of return? Coupon rate is the fixed, right? Where there's a floating coupon rate, it's possible to issue a bond with a floating coupon rate, but in most cases, coupon rate is fixed during the life of the bond, right? But required rate of return is the expected return from the bond based on the market interest rate and the risks of the company. But these factors affecting required return is always change. Market interest rate, I mean the base interest rate, right? Base interest rate, the treasury, the treasury yield, right? The base interest rate and risks of the company and the general economic circumstances is always change. So these factors these factors affecting this because these factors affecting required return. Required return is always changes, and depending on whether required return is higher than the fixed coupon rate or lower than fixed coupon rate, the price of a bond changes, right? So if the market required rate of return is higher than coupon rate, then the price of bond is gonna fall, right? And if the required rate of return lower than coupon rate, then price of bond will increase. Okay, that's the biggest difference.
Professor,
Mhm.
what is MF under the required return?
The market, I think market interest rate. Yeah, not MF, MI. Sorry, market interest rate. The base rate. So usually I refer to the treasury bond yield. Okay, treasury yield. Base interest rate. Base interest rate. Treasury yield. So these are, and along with the risks, base interest along with risk, these are reflected in the required returns. And this required return is if you keep the bond to the maturity, it becomes yield maturity, right? Any questions?
No.
Okay.
Professor, I didn't
Mhm.
really understand the difference between the two of them.
Sorry?
I didn't really understand the difference.
Coupon and required return? Okay. Coupon rate, okay. You know the bond. The bond is kind of one of the securities, which means that, oh, I'm going to give you this paper or piece of paper, okay, which says that if you lend me some amount of money, I'll give you a specific amount of interest, which is called a coupon, during a specific time, okay? And then at some point, which is called maturity, if the bond matures, then I will return all the principal amount you lend me, okay? That, and there's a whole bunch of other conditions. So to protect the creditors, the lender. So then, okay, receiving receiving you keep the piece of piece of paper, and then you lend the money to the company which issued that paper, right? So during the life of the bond, you're gonna receive some fixed amount of interest, which is called the coupon payment. And the coupon payment is based on the fixed rate stated on the bond. That is the coupon rate. That is the coupon payment. That is the coupon rate. So coupon rate is similar to exactly the same as the interest payment on the borrowing. You borrow money and you pay interest, but that interest amount does not change during the life of the bond, during the borrowing period. Okay, but at some point you should pay back all the amount you borrowed, right? So that's the coupon rate. Coupon rate stated on the bond indenture. You remember the indenture, the bond contract between the lender and the borrower. And the required return is the okay. You told me you pay if I lend you money. You're gonna pay me this amount of interest, right? But I think considering the risk I wanna take from lending this money to your company, and if I lend money to another company, which said another company, that company actually proposing that they're gonna pay higher interest or lower interest, right, than yours. So you have some information on the interest rate based on the market situation and based on the similar bond issuers, right? So you have some, and you also have some kind of, and then every company has different credit ratings, right? So if you think you take more risks, or if you think you have a less risk, depending on your expectation of the company, understanding of the company, you may have different ideas of what interest rate should be from lending the money to the company. That is the required return. So this required return, expected return from your lending money to the company changes every time, every day. Why? Because the company is supposed to pay interest based on their future performance, right? The cash comes from their future performance, but the future performance is not guaranteed, right? Company's future performance is not guaranteed. So if for example, COVID-19, so if the company issued before the COVID-19 issued coupon rate, okay, so then it rewind. But once the pandemic started, then you may have a different perspective or prospect of the company, right? So then required return of the bond could be hierarchied because you take more risks, something like that. So required return is expected return from the company, your expected return from the company. So depending on the market situation, risks of the company, and yeah, so yeah, including credit ratings and or market liquidity situation. So all sorts of risks and the conditions are conditions are expressed in required return, which changes like a stock market changes every day. Required return also changes every day because the base rate also changes. Federal Bank increases the base rate, or sometimes they may decrease in base rate because for the concerns of recession, or if they worried about inflation, they raise the base rate, right? There are all sorts of things. So if you if you go to the website, the Wall Street Journal, whatever site, there are always news related to. There are many news that may directly or indirectly impact required return. That's why, but coupon rate is fixed at the time when the bond is issued based on the market situation at the time. Okay. But if the coupon rate changes every time in response to the market situation, then the bond price would not change that much because all the risks and the market situation, the economic situation, if all the economic situation reflected in the coupon rate, right? So then you're gonna feel happy, right? So inflation is going up. Everybody is worried about inflation, but then inflation is higher, getting higher. Then the Federal Bank increases the base rate, right? So then your required return is getting higher. But if coupon rate also changes and increased as the Federal Reserve increase the base rate, then you're gonna be okay. Okay. Then the bond price does not change because you're still gonna keep that bond. But if the coupon rate is low and the required return is high, then you may think of, oh, I'm not gonna keep this bond. I'm not gonna sell this bond to buy to replace the bond with the bond that bond pays a higher return, higher the coupon payment. Okay. You guys have a little bit better understanding on the difference between coupon rate and the required return? Okay. I forgot who asked me the question.
It was me.
Okay, so
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I understand better now. Thank you.
Okay. What is the relation between price of bond yield to maturity? Right, price of bond yield to maturity. So we basically discount the cash flows at yield to maturity, right? So if yield to maturity is higher, when the cash flow is the same, then price goes down, right? If yield to maturity is lower, then price goes higher. So if you expect a return goes up, then the price of the bond goes down. Okay. Explain why some bonds set a premium over par value while other bonds set a discount. What do you know about relation between coupon rate and the yield to maturity for a premium bond? What about discount bond for bond selling par value? I think you guys know, right? You guys can explain these questions. So what is the relationship between current yield and the yield to maturity for premium bonds, for discount bonds, and for bond selling a par band? The current yield is simply the bond price, right? Bond price and annual coupon payment, right? So this is the current yield, just 1 year yield. This is just based on the 1 year coupon payment and current bond price. So if you just purchase the bond, okay, at some specific amount, and you also know the coupon amount, or annual coupon amount, right? Let's say it's $10. Then current yield is 10%. If you purchase the bond at $90, then the bond yield is 1/9, right, like this. Anyway, but yield to maturity is the discount rate that makes the present value of cash flows same as the bond price, current bond price. Okay. So let's say in this case, you purchased the of bond $90, okay? And then you have, if the bond is the 5-year bond, then you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cash flow, coupon payment, coupon payment, coupon payment, plus the principal, right? So you should discount these cash flows, right? So if we discount at specific rate, we want to have this is $90 of coupon price, $90 of coupon. I mean the price of, sorry, $9 of the bond, $9 of bond, the current price. So what is going to be the rate that makes the present discount, the present value of these coupon payments and the principal amount same as the current price of the bond, in this case, which is 90. So if we could find out this rate, this is called the yield maturity. The yield maturity is the rate that makes the future cash, the present value of present value of future cash flows same as current bond price. Okay, that is the yield to maturity, with the assumption that you wanna hold the bond until the bond mature. Okay, but we usually have this. If you go to the news site, financial news site, we usually have this yield maturity. We simply call the yield, right? You see, if you go to the bank, then you may see some kind of promotional languages which said, "Oh, please buy this high yield bond," something like that, right? High yield bond is simply speaking, oh, this bond gives you high interest rate if you hold this bond until maturity, right? But depending on the coupon rate compared to yield, the price of the bond is gonna be higher, lower, the same as the par value of the bond, right? So price of the bond is gonna it's going to be decided based on the relationship between yield rate and coupon rate, right? You guys remember the Tesla once issued a bond, but Tesla's coupon rate was a little bit, as far as I understand, I remember, was a little bit higher. Oh, no, lower, higher. So the price of bond, the Tesla bond was a little bit higher than par value. I don't know exactly. Anyway. Any questions from this? Okay. Bond P is a premium bond with a coupon rate of 8.2%. Bond D is discount bond or coupon rate of 5.9%. Both bonds make annual payments and have yield to maturity 7%, par value 1,000, and 5 years maturity. Okay. So what is the current yield for bond P? What is the current yield for bond P. Bond P, coupon rate is 8.2%, right? And but yield to maturity is 7%. Okay. So we need to calculate the price of this bond using this 5-year maturity and this coupon rate and the yield to maturity. So here, if you use the Excel, okay, par value is 1,000 and coupon rate is 8.2%, and the maturity is 5 years, and the yield to maturity is 7%. Then, as you can see, coupon rate is higher than yield to maturity, right? So that's why the present value, the price of this bond, is higher than the par value. Minus means that you gonna lend the money, right, to the bond holders. So the current yield is 1,492, and in the numerator we should have what coupon payment 82, right? 1,000 multiplied by 8.2%. Okay, this is gonna be, I don't know, this is gonna be current yield. The same goes for bond D. If interest rate remain unchanged, what is the expected capital gain yield over the next year for bond P? If the interest rate remain unchanged, this means that yield to maturity next year is going to be same as 7%, right? Interest rate remains unchanged means that realistically speaking, not just the interest rate, but all the risks around this company should be the same as before when the company issued the bond, right? But let's just assume that the biggest, the only component that has impact on yield to maturity is the interest rate, base interest rate. Okay, so if we assume like that, and then interest rate does not change, then it means that yield to maturity, our required return is same as 7% as before. Okay, then this means that this price P0 becomes also P1 in year 1. Okay. So year 1, the price of the bond is still the same. But the only, the change, the thing is that, okay, not exactly the same. The yield to maturity is the same, sorry. Yield to maturity is same, 7%. Okay, yield to maturity only same, 7%, sorry. So interest rate remains the same, okay? Then what is the expected capital gains yield capital gains yield over the next year for bond B? So capital gain is your selling price minus your purchase price, right? So we need to calculate using this same yield to maturity. We need to discount the future cash flows of this bond. But the only change is that maturity becomes 4, right? Because 1 year has passed. 1 year has passed. We are talking about the we should calculate the bond price in year 1. Okay, so then maturity becomes 4 from 5 because 1 year has passed. You already received $82 from this bond in year 1. So maturity reduced from 5 years to 4 years. Okay. $82, $82, $82, $82, $82, 1, 2, 3, 4, 82 plus 1,000. So at this point, the value of the price of this bond is this one, right? So this is the result of discounting these cash flows at 7%, right? The question is, interest rate remains unchanged, so we are still using the same required return, 7%. What is the expected capital gains? Capital gains is the selling price minus purchase price, right? So capital gain, whatever gain is, the gain comes from sales price minus purchase price, right? That's the gain. So because they mentioned the capital gain, expected capital gain, this means that, oh, what if we sell in year 1 this bond? Okay, then what's the price of this bond? So the price of this bond in year 1 is going to be selling price, right? And this is going to be the purchase price. So the difference between P1 and P0 is going to be capital gain. Okay, or capital loss, whatever. Then the cash flow we need to discount is this one, this one, this one, and this one. This one was you already received. Don't have to discount this cash flow. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 maturity. So 4 years. So maturity is the bond is matures in 4 years. 4. Coupon rate same as 8.2, right? 82, 82, 82. And yield to maturity same as 7%, and probably 1,000. So based on this information, the only change is the maturity from 5 to 4. So then you're gonna have a present value of this, which is price of this bond. So if you deduct this amount from P1, right? Then you're gonna have gain or loss. So yield means capital gains. Yield means that if you have a capital gain, then you divide the capital gain with the purchase price P0. So then this is the P1 minus P1 minus P0, right? So this is the capital gain yield. You guys get it? Yield is the current yield is the current bond price of dividends, right? Capital gains yield is your purchase price, initial purchase price initial purchase price and in the denominator and capital gain in the numerator. Then this is the capital gain yield. Annual dividend divided by current price is the current yield. This is just 1 year yield. This is the yield over the period from the time when you purchase this bond and until you sell this bond. In year one, you are expecting these dividends, but you didn't wait until you receive this dividend, but you just simply sold this bond. So all the cash or the present value of this bond, of this is coupon payments and the principals are reflected into the price of this bond. Okay. And then the difference between the two, initial purchase price and the price in year one, is gonna be the capital gain. If bond price in year one is higher than the initial price. If you double click, then you can see see how to calculate. The price is lower than the initial price. The expected capital gain is over the next year for bond P. So we do not have a capital gain, but capital loss. Bond P is premium bond, right? And the bond D is discount. Interest rate remains. What is the expected gain yield? Capital gains yield over the next year for bond B. Absorb B. Well, based on this calculation, we have the lower price than the initial price. So we want to have a capital loss rather than capital gain. But where something's wrong, maybe the expected capital gains yield over the next year. Capital gains yield over the next year for bond P. Well, let me think over this a bit more, okay? Then I will get back to you. Okay. Expected capital gains. Let me get back to you. Explain your answers and the interrelationship among the various types of yield. I think you guys understand the relationship between yield and coupon rate, right? This is expected capital gains yield over the next year, Interest rate remains unchanged, right? Coupon rate, same as before, A2. Bond D. This is a little bit strange. Anyway, if I get any other different answers, then I will get back to you, okay? Zero coupon bonds. Suppose your company, any question from this question? Any question from this? No? Okay.
No, sir.
Zero coupon bond. Zero coupon bond is also very important. Just a minute. Okay, suppose your company needs to raise $40 billion and you want to issue 20-year bonds for this purpose. Assume the required return on your bond issues will be 5.7%, and you are evaluating two issues alternatives, 5.7% semi-annual coupon bond and zero coupon bond. How many of the coupon bonds would you need to issue to raise $40 million? How many of the zeros would you need to issue? Okay, so the target amount you want to raise is 40 million, right? Then the question is about what is going to be issue price when the required return is 5.7%. Okay. So you have two alternative issues, alternatives. One is 5.7% annual coupon and zero coupon bond. So what would be the price? What would be the price in case of A when the required rate of return, I mean the yield to maturity, is the same as coupon payment? We don't have in this question. We don't have the par value amount, but generally, let's say par value amount is $1,000, right? Because the coupon rate is the same as interest rate, required return, right? So then bond A is going to be issued at par value, right? So you want to receive a par amount for each bond when you issue the bond. So the number of bond, to decide the number of bond, you divide the $40 million with the issue price, which is par value 1,000. So then you basically need 40,000 bonds. Okay, in case of A. In case of B, zero coupon bond, what is going to be the price of zero coupon bond? Zero coupon bond has no coupon payment, but just the principal payment at maturity, right? 0, 0, 0. So over the 20 years, there's no coupon payment, but in 20 years, you want to receive the principal amount of, let's say, the par value is 1,000. Okay. Then, in case of B, the amount of the number of zeros you should issue is to divide the 40 million by present value of this coupon, zero coupon bond, 1,000, 1 plus 5.7%, 20 times, right? Then you're gonna have a number of zeros, zero coupon bonds. Okay. So the question is to calculate whether to know whether what would be the price at the time of issuance. So then if you divide the issue price, if you divide the target amount to raise, you divide the target amount to raise with the issue price. In case of A, because the coupon rate and market interest rate same as at 5.7, the issue price is going to be par value 1,000. We don't have the par value here in this question, but normally the par value, let's assume that is 1,000. Okay, and in case of a zero coupon bond, if the zero coupon bond principal is 1,000, then if you discount this 1,000 at 5.7, then you're gonna have the present value of this coupon bond, zero coupon bond. That is gonna be the price of the zero coupon bond. So if you divide the 40 million by the present value of this zero coupon bond, then you're gonna have the number of zero coupon bond you need to issue to reach the $40 million. Confusing? Are you okay? Are you guys okay?
Yes, Professor.
Okay. In 20 years, what will your company's repayment be if you issue the coupon bonds? What if you issue zeros? In 20 months, in 20 years, the repayment in coupon bond is the repayment is going to be a dividend, right? Dividend plus principal amount, let's say 1,000. Here, $5.7, right? And in case of zeros, only principal amount 1,000. Okay, that is going to be repayment at maturity. Okay, and maturity, a coupon bond should repay the last coupon and the principal amount. And zero coupon bond, they should repay only principal amount. Okay. And sorry, not dividend, it's a coupon. Yeah, coupon payment of 57. Suppose a bond price expected to increase 5% if the market discount rate decreases by 100 basis points, which is the same as 1%. So if the market discount rate decreases by 1%, discount rate decreases by 1%, then price of a bond increases 5%. Okay. Suppose if the bond discount rate increases by 1%, 100 basis points. Okay. Then bond price is most likely to change by what? Definitely the bond price is gonna decrease, right? When the discount rate increases, bond price supposed to decrease, right? The question is, how much? How much? Just 5%, decrease by 5%, or decrease less than 5%, decrease more than 5%. This is price. This is rate. Discount rate. So what we should remember is the relationship between price and discount rate. We basically understand the relationship between price and discount rate is a reverse, right? Inverse relationship like this. Okay. But you should not forget about this convexity. Let's say do you guys understand the convexity? This is convexity, and this is concave, right? So in reality, the relationship between price and discount rate shows some convexity. While they still show the inverse relationship, there's some convexity, curvature, okay, some curvature. So looks like this. Okay, so this part, when the interest rate decreases, the change of the rate of increase in price is much stiffer than the decrease in prices when the interest rate increases. Okay, this shows this curvature, right? When let's say this is 5%. Sorry, this is the initial let's say this is the X%, right? So decreases 100 basis points, or increases 100 basis points, right? So then right. So this is the change in interest rate, right? Like discount rate, and this is a change in discount price, right? If the discount rate increases, then the price of bond decreases by this amount, right? From here, to here, right? And if discount rate decreases, then price from here to here increases, right? Then this increases and this decreases different. So let's say this one is A, this one is B, right? So A is always larger than B because of what? This convexity. So as the rate decreases, the rate of increase in price is much higher than the rate of decreases in price as the discount rate increases. Okay, this is convexity. So then the answer is gonna be less than 5%, right? Okay, we have only 5 minutes. please try to solve other questions. This one maybe a little bit easy. We have this one. I already explained this one. Please try solve the questions related to staff valuation. I will also give you guys the answers to these questions separately. But if you try to solve the question for yourself, then it will be much helpful when you actually compare my answers to yours. Okay, if there's anything you feel uncomfortable and suspicious, then please ask me. Okay, and like this, I'm gonna get back to this question. Okay, so any question up to now?
Professor, I have a question about our midterm
About
exam.
midterm, yeah.
Yeah. So, what type of exam questions will we have? Will we have multiple choices or calculation questions, or just?
Yeah, we're gonna have some multiplications. I'm gonna ask some understanding of your terminology, some terms, and I'm gonna also ask you guys. I'm gonna check out whether you guys are understanding the calculation process. Not actually calculation, but calculation process. So if you guys don't have to calculate the numbers, but at least you guys know how to calculate. Okay, so multiplications and some terminology and calculation process. Multiplication mainly about the concepts. Okay. Concept and you know, I want to apply our understanding to the real events, right? So I may take some actual events as an example where you may apply your understanding on concept. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor.
So the question is gonna be 10 or 15. Any other questions? No? Okay, so then see you this Thursday with the capital budgeting. Okay, the remainder of the capital budgeting. So I'm gonna send you this answers to this question by the end of this Sunday. Okay, so until that time, I hope you guys have the question. Okay, so without no more question, without any other question, then see you this Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.